shares are just getting hammered this morning. Every day they're pounding it. Bitcoin. I'm not fucking leaving. Surprise.
Wow, are we? Here we go.
Here we go.
Episode 2 of I was going to say the Tiny Trillionaire Meet podcast, the Tiny Trillionaire Gang.
I think we just say, welcome back to the Trillionaire Mindset, the
Episode
only
2.
show where you can sue the hosts.
Yeah, the only show where you are legally able to sue us. That's a joke. You're not, because we are not.
It's not a joke. We'll see you in court.
None of this is like financial advice. Nobody even told us to say that up front. We're just saying it right now because
The cops called. They got pissed.
yeah, the cops called and they were like, "Hey, you guys, you got to cut that out.
Yeah.
You got to cut it out."
Stop getting people so rich.
Yeah. We did see a lot of your comments bragging about how much money you've made so far, and we love it. Keep those comments coming. We also want to say thank you.
Oh, big
first of
thank
all.
you.
Big thank you.
The Trillionaire Army came through.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop calling them the Trillionaire
Yeah,
Army.
that's really corny. There's not even that many people. Not even close to
That's
a trillion.
enough
We
for
don't
a
even have
small-
10 billion.
We're like a local militia.
If we include everybody's fingers,
Right.
but that even then 8 billion times 10, that's 80 billion. And that's including
Now
everyone.
you're just
on it.
showing off.
I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. Anyway, thank you. You guys made us number 1 on Spotify and kind of close on Apple.
No, you know what that means? Apple's got to step their game up.
Yeah.
If you're an Apple listener, I don't know what you're doing. Okay, we inadvertently started some beef on Spotify with the Stanford Business School.
Yeah, screw them. We hate you. We hate you, Stanford Business School.
We left them in the dust. They were beating us. Then we shot up to number 1.
Yeah.
Apple, if you ever let Stanford Business School beat us, though, we'll never forgive you.
I swear to God, Apple, Tim Cook, if you're listening or watching right now, which I know you are,
He is a listener.
just you got to send me some free AirPods and do something about Stanford Business School, because those pieces of garbage are they're a problem.
If any business school podcast beats us, we will.
And you know why? Because business school is for chumps.
Right. You're going to learn everything you need to learn right here for free.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
There
So-
were a couple people who dropped out. They messaged me on Instagram. They said, I dropped out of Stanford Business School because I've got everything I need.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is everything you need. So on that note, keep tuning in on Mondays. Please continue calling in sick to work and not going to school. And leave a comment and let us know that you did that, because we do read every single comment.
Yeah.
We're obsessed with ourselves.
We
and
are-
obsessed with.
Joking around, but sincerely, thank you for everyone.
Yeah, really. It's
Except for the very few, some of you, there may be a couple unwell people.
yeah, there are some people who talked a little trash, and that's your opinion, but it's wrong.
Yeah. Also,
it's
just
the
know
wrong
that
opinion.
my mom and my girlfriend read the comments and they report every mean one for bullying.
Yeah, and you know that if you hit thumbs down, you get a virus
Yeah.
on your computer. So that's your prerogative.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you want to do that. Well, let's take a look at some of these comments, because some of my favorites were, there were some people who said that they can't wait for their dad to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait for their dad to die. And, I'm not giving you any ideas, but you don't have to wait for your dad to die.
You
And
could just start.
I'm not saying that you should kill your parents.
Oh, we would never advocate for that.
We would never advocate for killing your
That
parents.
is not the trillionaire mindset.
That is not. You know what is? Hugging them. That is very much a trillionaire mind.
Wait, can we look at this one? Because this is my favorite comment
Why don't you read
that
it
came
for us?
through. I think I sent this one to you.
Love in the
So
ad.
Hannah Murphy says, love in the ad how Ben says he got scared and puked on himself. He really radiates that type of energy and vibes to me. Like, I can imagine he gets scared and pukes on himself quite often. Love the podcast, boys. That's
Hannah-
your vibe.
That is my vibe, I guess. Hannah is, of course, referring to our very first ad break around 20 minutes into the pilot episode, if you haven't seen that. But, wow, I don't know what gives Hannah that impression that I've got vomit vibes. That I get, like, is it the glasses?
Maybe
I
it
don't
is
know.
the glasses.
Probably. It probably is. I mean, we've been programmed, popular culture and media has programmed us to think that bald people are going to die and that glasses people are going to die
Glasses
in
people
movies.
Will probably die.
Bald people and glasses people die in movies.
Is that true?
Yeah, Jurassic Park, the lawyer, and Jeff Goldblum.
Even Newman Remember he gets sprayed?
Yeah, he does. He wears glasses. That's true. Because it's weakness. If you have glasses, you're inherently weak because you need to supplement your vision with these things. Like if I was a caveman, I'd be out there going,
Yeah, you would die.
I can't see. Is this a bear or a dog? And then I'd get cuddled by a dog.
It'd probably be a wolf at that point.
Yeah, it's true because they hadn't been domesticated yet. Let's see what's another comment that we got.
What else did we get? We got some fun ones.
You know who could have told you that? Your dad, but he died. Had me fucking crying, laughing. If that is the tone, fat will be set. I'ma be here every week.
I think he meant that.
I think he did mean that, but I'm just reading what I see on the thing. That's all they.
So I guess I said that to you.
Yeah.
It's weird when people write things out, you miss all the context. It makes it seem like I was being mean. You know who could have told you that? Your dad, but he died.
Yeah. Well,
I said it nicely.
It's still funny.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is going to be the tone. We are going to be making fun of the dead because look at them. They lost.
Yeah.
You know who's winning? You. You're still alive. You're still breathing.
And my dad called and said he's proud of both of us. So
yeah. Can he be mine?
Sure.
Yes, I don't even know his name. Well, I guess I don't. I don't need to because he's dad.
You just call him dad.
Yeah, tell dad.
I don't know his name.
Tell dad. You don't know his name?
No.
I guess why would you?
It's dad.
His dad, Dad DeRosa. What else we got? Hi, love the podcast. I only have one remark. You should buy chairs with more back support. You guys should pull up your shoulder. You guys pull up your shoulders the whole podcast. This will put stress on your shoulders and neck. Give it 2 months and you'll have to see a doctor.
Okay, see, this I have a problem with.
What are you, a doctor?
This guy doesn't understand. I've seen a couple of these. These people don't understand. Never get comfortable, right?
Yeah,
That's what keeps us grinding.
That's what keeps us grinding.
Comfort makes you complacent. This is the trillionaire mindset. Trying to stay grinding at all times.
Yeah, we got to keep grinding. And you got to keep the economy churning by visiting the doctor because that's how you put money into the system. You got to pay those doctors, man.
Yeah.
Because then those doctors go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
And they pay the wages.
If we don't fuck up our back, who's going to prop up the failing American healthcare system?
That's exactly right, Emil.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Do we have any
what else
more?
do we have? We got Emil is as mysterious as Noel's race.
Okay.
That's a big from me, but
we'll get to my story. Just keep tuning in.
Yeah.
It's coming.
I think there were a few more about your race, Emil, because everyone needs to know.
It'll you know.
Is there another comment about it? TMG Studios, experts in the one white guy and one racially ambiguous guy combo pack.
I'm the racially ambiguous guy?
No, you're the white guy. I'm the racially.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
In case you can't tell, I am. Okay, so for those of you who are only listening, we're reading comments here, and this person, is doesn't realize, and I don't know if you can tell by my voice, but I am white. And
can you tell by people's voices? I don't think so.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'll I don't know.
I think I have kind of a weird voice.
Yeah, you got kind of
adds to the mystery.
You know what you have? You have a Muppet voice.
Don't say that.
You do. You could be like a puppet voice.
Did you think that was a compliment?
Yeah, I think it's a compliment.
No.
I think you have an interesting voice.
Muppets famously sound weird.
No. What about Kermit?
Wow, I don't know how I'm going to recover for that for the podcast.
Now
I'm just going to be like, yeah, did you hear?
I like how they kept here's another comment. I like how they kept the theme of white guy and racially ambiguous guy. Again, I mean, clearly you're white,
right?
But I'm not that racially ambiguous. I don't know.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I've got brown hair and hazel eyes.
Yeah.
Also, what is with the hazel eyes? Just call it green. Do you ever describe anything else in your life as being hazel?
No, I think it's people who have brown eyes trying to make it seem like they're more.
That's true. You're not interesting. You have brown eyes. Get over it. Here's another comment.
Cody and Noel had a baby, it would be Emil.
If Cody and Noel had a baby, it would be you. You got the hair, and then you've got the whiteness, of course. You've got the white part of Cody. What's the Noel part? I don't get it, man.
I don't see it.
I don't see it either. Huh. So...
This is a good one.
This is a good comment.
But we're not changing our name. This one, the Falcon Maine says, Wolf of Meat Street, and Alex Wren replied, would have been the perfect podcast name.
Yeah, well, it's not the podcast name. And actually, it's a good suggestion, but you're a little too late, and we are the Trillionaire Mindset. And keep leaving comments. We really like these. And if you leave a good one, we might see it. This person, Cole Marshall, this last comment, Came onto YouTube now to find something like this. Didn't expect it to come from TMG, but I love it. Thank you very much, Cole. That's very nice. We're hoping to reach a wide audience with this thing.
And now we've got Cole Marshall.
Yeah, that's all that matters. We only care about our number one fan, Cole. Everybody's a number one fan, equally. You are all the zeros in the trillion.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Anyway, so we got some reviews too that I don't know. Do you want to read any
I think we could just jump into it.
Do you
right?
want to touch on politics real fast? We had a couple people complaining that we got political,
Oh,
but you know
yeah.
what? We don't really need to. All we'll say is, yeah, sometimes we'll get political, but that's just
Well, look, you guys are putting us in a tough spot here. It's going to be hard for us to talk about the economy and finance without touching on politics a little bit. And we're sorry if we're talking about your favorite guy, whether it's the Joe Biden or if you like that Trump guy.
Yeah, and you know what? You want to know who I voted for? I'll tell you. I'll tell you right now. I voted for you, Emil.
I voted for you.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Man, well, we didn't win.
I'm not going to vote for one of those creeps down in D.C.
One
no
of those gas bags, as I like to call them.
But so, and hey, you know what?
Speaking of politics.
You know what Henry Ford said?
What? Famously. What did he say?
If I asked my customers what they wanted, they would have said faster horses.
Wow.
So maybe you don't know what you want.
Yeah, maybe we don't.
And maybe we're going to give it to you.
And speaking of politics, I wanted to share this meme that I saw somewhere on Twitter just about all the money that is in politics. And like we said, they're inextricably linked to, because who's lobbying? Corporations. And they buy politicians. I mean, it's a sad truth. But this meme is so great. It says, Congress should wear jackets like NASCAR drivers so we can know who bought them. That is so good. I love that so much.
For the listeners at home who aren't watching, there's a picture with all your favorites. You've got
it looks so
Mick
real.
Jackelwaith and Devin Anthol.
Are these real names?
Yep.
Making this
and
up?
in the back, I think that's Ryan Vandersloot. And then
You're making
that guy is...
that's Mitch McConnell. I know who that is.
That's Stan Fungal.
Stan Fungal?
Yeah. So, just so the listeners can...
Anyway, and they're photoshopped wearing NASCAR jackets. It's really great. But I feel like that speaks to the way how politics are. And,
so don't worry if we make fun of one of your guys.
We're going to hold
right.
everybody accountable, Democrats and Republicans alike, because they're all...
even those kooky libertarians.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Don't get me started on those libertarians, man. They don't want you to have a driver's license or need one, because, why does the government need to tell you what to be able to do?
Right. Just let everyone get behind the wheel and start ripping.
Speaking of getting behind the wheel, a lot of people did comment. They wanted to know a bit more about your backstory because the entire first episode was all about me.
Right.
So,
and we're going to get right into it.
Yeah. So
as soon as we get through some of this other stuff.
Well, wait, don't you want to tell people about yourself?
Yeah, but we have to get to this next part.
Okay. All right. We'll get to that later, I guess.
We're gonna get
do we want to touch on how we met at least?
We'll get to it.
Okay. All right. So we're just going to dive right in. Holy crap. Holy cannoli.
Yeah. Well, because this is big news.
Oh, yeah. Why? What's going on this week? I've been asleep.
So I'm stoked. I didn't know that we had such reach, but I think we got a couple members of Congress watching the Trillionaire Mindset.
Wow.
Congress has fully gotten the
Embraced?
Trillionaire Mindset. Yeah. So
how do you mean?
We're going to have to explain a little bit. I'm sure everyone's been hearing about the debt ceiling.
What's the debt ceiling? I like how I'm asking you, even though I know I'm going to be the one explaining it.
Well, I can explain. I mean, the thing, it's made up is the best part.
Right.
It's not real.
Well, what's the issue going on right now?
So the debt limit, I mean, I think it was set in during World War I.
Right.
So we didn't spend to rein in spending, right? And now we just keep raising it whenever we need to.
Yeah, because
right?
we're a growing
Nancy
country.
Pelosi called it a tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Congress just always raises it. But then sometimes
we run into issues like we did this week.
Right. It gets used for political gains.
Yeah. Because the problem is we set this limit for ourselves, but then, like me at a buffet, my eyes are too big for my stomach.
Right. You should see this kid at a buffet.
Oh, boy, oh boy, do I
when
love
those
buffet.
king crab leg
Oh,
come
man.
out?
No, I'm not a king crab guy. I'm a Dungeness guy. King crab's got too much meat. It's too overwhelming. You've got to work for it a little bit more with Dungeness and snow crab.
Right.
And I appreciate that because it makes you appreciate what little crab that you do get.
Right. So the debt limit is basically this lady at the buffet is putting out those crab legs,
Yeah.
and they're saying this is all we got, but we know they got more. But in
Yeah,
the back.
we know that there's more crab legs back there, lady. So get to crab legs because it's actually my restaurant too. That's the thing. It's like it's my restaurant. I'm setting an arbitrary limit for how much crab I can eat. And yet I know that if I have an insatiable hunger, I know that I can just direct you, crab lady, crab
crab
lady, to go back, crab leg lady.
crab leg lady.
She doesn't have crab legs. That would be twisted, man.
She's
Can you imagine?
responsible for getting the crab leg.
Emil, can you imagine a lady with crab
I'm
legs?
thinking about it right now.
Man, that'd be wild. Anyway, that'd be some kind of SpongeBob SquarePants episode, wouldn't it? Oh, SpongeBob
That would be kind of a freaky SpongeBob
episode. Humanoid crab woman.
Okay, we're getting off topic here.
Totally So the debt limit
But
is
it's
arbitrary.
totally arbitrary, right?
Yes.
Even Jamie Dimon
The CEO of JP Morgan.
is like, just get rid of it. It's
Yeah.
stupid.
Because all it
And
does
this is the
create
last
problems.
time we'll agree with Jamie Dimon. Well, never say never. That's our weekly Justin Bieber reference. But sorry, keep going.
What was last week's? Baby, baby, no?
Yeah.
Which was very good, and I missed it, and I felt bad.
It's okay.
Anyway, so it's totally arbitrary, right? But what is a thing that I had always struggled with was before I bothered to like learn about it is what exactly is the debt and who do we owe it to, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that complicated. And we're going to go into that. You've probably heard about the Trillionaire, not Trillionaire, the Trillionaire coin, the $1 trillion coin, and how that's been tossed around as a possible solution to this. But the debt, let me see if I can explain this. I'm going to treat you like a child right now. I'm going to
Please,
pretend
that's
like
how
I'm
I prefer to
explaining
be
it to like a
treated.
child. Emil, do you have to go potty first? Do you want juice?
I can hold it.
Are you okay? Okay, because you're only going to get one chance. Okay, there'll be graham crackers at the end.
Perfect.
This is humiliating. So the government raises money, and this is also just my basic rudimentary understanding. We raise money through debt and taxes, right? Not death, but debt. And the debt comes from the government, the Treasury, the Department of the Treasury, loaning out money in the form of, or not loaning out, selling bonds to you, me, corporations, investment banks, and these bonds are considered the safest investment one can make because they are backed by the full faith and credit of the United States government, right? And they come in short-term, long-term, medium-term, 1 year, 5 year, 2 year, 7 year, 10 year, 20, 30, and they pay an interest rate, right? Because that's what you're getting in return for your money. You're saying to the government, hey, I'll loan you this money that you can put toward any number of things, whatever the hell the government's going to be using it toward. War. That's basically it. You're giving the government money to go to war.
So
Not
they can
really.
defend empire.
So we can defend this great nation.
Right.
And you can continue going to the buffet, baby, and getting crab lady to, to keep replenishing the crab legs. But no, so the government is going to pay you interest. You know what interest is. It's, hey, you're giving me this money, so I'm going to pay you a little something to keep the deal sweet, right? And that is the national debt. It's up to like $28 trillion. That means that there's $28 trillion in bonds that are outstanding, meaning that they haven't come to term where the government needs to pay them back in full.
Right.
But, so like you buy a 20 year bond, it's not just you're waiting 20 years to get paid. They pay interest. They pay interest, I believe, semi-annually. Every 6 months, the government pays you interest. It's small, but it adds up. And so as we approach that arbitrary limit that is set, which includes, the budget and all this stuff, the government is basically running out of money with which to service that debt.
Right.
It's basically like,
And so if we hit that limit, Janet Yellen at the Treasury is going to start having to prioritize those loans that are coming due.
right. And that
means
what?
Really bad stuff for anyone who benefits from any federal government program.
Right. But that's where the politics comes in, because it's never happened. And the big risk that everybody talks about, that everybody's freaking out about, that makes a good headline is if we reach that limit and don't get it resolved in time, chaos will ensue. Right. And I mean, yeah, on paper, they're right, because what that's going to mean is, like I said a moment ago, the United States government is like the safest investment you can have. Suddenly, that's not going to be true anymore.
Right.
Because this...
So what does chaos look like?
Chaos would look like they default. They would default on these loans that they've got out.
Yeah. And so we go into a recession.
Yeah, because...
We lose, trillions of dollars of wealth.
Yeah.
These federal programs don't pay out. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid.
Yes. All these things that the government is responsible for paying out, these loans, these bonds, these interest payments.
I think the U.S. dollar will be devalued.
Mass hysteria. Yeah. Dogs and cats living... cohabitating. Is that what Bill Murray says in Ghostbusters?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I didn't know you were doing it.
But anyway, it's all stupid and made up anyway. And it becomes this, and like Pelosi said, it is kind of a tradition, because at this point, it's just brinkmanship. I'm using that word, but I don't know what it means. It's like you go to the edge and you're like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to step over the edge.
Right.
But you don't do it. And
they're all saying, we'll
just
throw the global economy into a tailspin.
Yeah, it's all garbage, and it's all just, it's all made up.
We should say it's because right now the Democrats are trying to push through two bills, the infrastructure bill, which is actually bipartisan, and then the big reconciliation package. We can go into them in a little bit.
It's also known as the I'm sorry package.
Is it?
Well, reconciliation.
Oh.
You're right.
It's damn it.
I threw you another meatball and you just whiffed it, man. Golly, I need a new co-host, the new co-captain.
Shit.
But
so Mitch McConnell is afraid of the Democrats being able to pass some socialism.
That's what it is, right? Well, and he ended up
but it doesn't allow you to. It doesn't make new spending possible in that way. They would still have to pass the.
Yeah, it's all politics at this point. You're pushing us closer and closer to this edge and saying, I swear, if I don't get what I want, we're going to go into this, and nobody's ever going to let that happen. It's always going to get resolved.
Right.
And
so we have a little bit of good news. It's not completely solved.
Yeah,
they have come to an agreement.
As of today, as of October 6th, McConnell said, quote, "We will allow Democrats to use normal procedures to pass an emergency debt limit extension at a fixed dollar amount to cover current spending levels into December." So he's just kicking the can down the road, right?
Right.
Which is...
So maybe in December, right before Christmas, everything will collapse. That could be kind of a cool...
Yeah, it could be crazy again.
It's the most
things could happen. But hey,
time.
This is a good chance for me to give you a little bit of a lesson here, Emil, and for everybody out there, because what's been happening... excuse me, gosh.
Wait, are you about to talk about the coin?
I'm not about to talk about the coin yet, but there's a lesson in this, because if you look at what's been happening for the last 2 or 3 weeks in the market has pulled back considerably, about 5%. And when the market price basically, okay, let me think of how to phrase this. Price precedes news. Does that make sense to you?
Price precedes news.
Price comes before. And when I say price, I mean like the movement of stocks and the market in general. They can tend to kind of anticipate things that are happening, and I know that doesn't quite make sense, but what I mean is stocks move, the indices move, the market moves, and it can kind of be like people are grasping for reasons. Oh, it's probably because of the supply chain issues that have been going on. It's this. But most recently, in the last week, the debt ceiling conversation has taken front and center, and it kind of then melds with the price action, and then it's like, oh, that's why, and everybody now sees it, and then that becomes what affects the price thereafter. So it's like the market moves first, and then it kind of, I guess if I'm putting it into very simple terms for a child, you gonna get your grape juice, don't worry.
Wait for those graham
the
crackers.
Price moves first, and then everybody kind of figures out what the hell's going on, and then But with something like this debt limit, the market looks like it's about to fall off a cliff if you look at a chart because it's already been down 5%. Everybody's kind of freaking out like, what's going to happen? It's going to be chaos because, they're talking about we would go into default and everything crazy would happen, right? So when that happens, that's like a very binary outcome. It either does or it doesn't, right?
Right.
And when you've got such a binary outcome where on the one side, there's all this risk of like, oh, if we don't do this, going to be chaos. Well, when everybody sees that, when everybody collectively is anticipating that as a possibility, it's probably not going to happen. And so when you get like what happened today, where McConnell comes out and saves the day, he's got a stick save in the goal, to use a hockey reference, for all of our hockey playing.
Hey, to our neighbors in the north, that one was for you, baby.
It's a stick save. So McConnell's in goal. He puts out the stick. And the puck that is the debt ceiling. I don't know what I'm doing in this situation.
The Canadians will get it.
Yeah, the Canadians will get it. But that is, and today, as of today, the market rallied like the Dow's up like 500 points because now that big tail risk event is effectively eliminated for now, and it's kicking the can down the road.
And now they're all down there partying.
Yeah, everybody's partying now.
Yeah.
It's insane. But so that kind of thing in terms of just a trade that we'll get to eventually, that can create a kind of favorable risk-reward setup. And the similar thing happened last year with the election. The market was like on the edge of a cliff, and everybody was nervous about the election. You remember that? It was like, what's going to happen? Is Trump going to like stay in office if he doesn't like the outcome? Is there going to be confusion as to who won? And everybody's thinking that same thing. And everybody's on that one side thinking things are about to collapse because we're not going to know what's going to happen. And then guess what? Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing ever happens.
I thought you were going to win. I voted for you.
And then, we can't all be winners,
Right.
man. And then we rallied thereafter. I think for like 6 straight days after it was a big nothing happened. The market just says, okay, it's safe. It's safe to come out now.
And then they all have their big party.
And then they all have their big party. And the goalie gets a big
kiss.
A big kiss from the referee.
The president.
From the president.
Mm-hmm. Wait, but I want to talk about the coin.
Okay.
Because people might have been seeing this hashtag going around, mint the coin.
Yeah.
I love this because it's a stupid solution to a stupid problem.
But it's very elegant at the same time.
Right. So correct me if I'm wrong here. Because it's weird and confusing,
Yeah.
but it's a weird workaround to the debt ceiling.
It's a legal loophole.
Yeah. The Treasury is allowed to mint platinum coins of any denomination they want to.
Yes.
So what they could do is mint $1 trillion coin.
Yes.
I'd love to get my hands on that thing. You know what I'm saying?
I would love to get my hands on that $1 trillion coin, man. I tell you what, I go down to Pizza Hut. I'd be like, give me the whole dang thing.
They can mint this $1 trillion coin, march down to their account at
the Federal
Reserve,
Mm-hmm.
deposit it.
Well, they have to fill out a deposit slip.
Right. Don't forget, Janet Yellen, fill out that deposit slip. And then the Federal Reserve creates $1 trillion for them to avoid this.
Sort of. Yeah. So you remember how I said the Treasury owes trillions of dollars in debt in interest payments? Well, one of their debtors is the Federal Reserve because the Federal Reserve holds trillions of dollars worth of bonds on which the Treasury pays interest. And since they're approaching their debt limit, they're not going to have the funds available to pay that interest. And so all they're going to do is say, okay, we're just going to make this coin. We're going to deposit it into the Federal Reserve. And that's effectively going to offset $1 trillion worth of bonds outstanding. They're basically going to say, hey, we don't owe you on these bonds anymore because we just gave you $1 trillion.
Right.
Yes. And
so a couple of
it's so
a couple of Congress people have tweeted it.
Yeah.
It's Janet Yellen has said she doesn't want to do it. Janet Yellen's the Treasury Secretary.
Yes. And also the former Fed chair under Obama.
But she does support getting rid of the debt ceiling. And there are other weird ways around it too. I think it's I can't remember it now, but in the Constitution there's a provision that says that the US will not default on its debt. So Biden could start being like, we're not going to do this. Hey everyone, it's Ben and Emil. Dressed in new clothes again.
I got sick again. I was eating spaghetti and I felt nauseous.
We're back with another ad break, but this time we want to let you in on a little secret.
It's called the Trillionaire Mindset.
It's a podcast we're absolutely loving.
That we love to consume. We're like these two guys, they know so much.
Handsome guys.
They know everything about the stock market.
It's where we get all our news, all our tips.
So we wanted to recommend it to you and encourage you to go out there and leave reviews on wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe on them, whether it's Apple, whether it's Spotify, or wherever the heck else you get them. I don't know where you get them these days. And then YouTube as well. Please, leave a like, leave a
comment
too.
You want to let us know that you're watching on Monday morning.
Yeah, we want to know that you called in sick, because that's going to earn our love. Right. And we all know that that's what you crave.
Can't be in the Trillionaire army
no.
if you don't watch on Monday.
No, we want only people who are irresponsible.
So comment, like, subscribe, smash every button on the
laptop. On your keyboard or your phone. Just break your electronics. Also, please rate us 5 stars if I didn't say that before. We'd really appreciate it because it helps us out in a way. And
new episodes every Monday.
New episodes are every Monday, so tune in and quit your job.
Now, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Us!
Sorry, guys. We're doing maintenance on the ship, so if you hear any kind of like bumps going on, that's just that, and it's not us.
Yeah, we're not bumping anything.
Pounding the desk or anything like that.
If you hear this, and you're a listener, sometimes I have to take a drink out of my water bottle to keep my Muppet voice from...
Sorry about that, man. So, wait, it's just real fast. I need to finish this thought on the $1 trillion coin. What it does is it as we approach that limit, normally what the Treasury would do is just continue to sell bonds to just kind of keep the whole game going. Like, oh, we owe money on these bonds, we owe interest. Well, we'll just issue more bonds, and that'll enable us to just keep the whole thing going. And this effectively makes it so they don't have to do that, because as of right now, they can't, because they're reaching that theoretical debt limit.
Right.
So, but man,
sucks for me. Whenever my debt comes due, I always try to sell bonds, and they say, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, we don't want your bonds, man. You're not AAA rated. You're not the safest institution that the world has ever known.
Not at all.
Not the U.S. government. But, man, it would be fun to be the guy. There would be a lot of pressure to be that guy having to deposit.
Oh, you got to walk over to the Federal Reserve.
Because I'm sure because of all the legal crap, there'd be some loophole that's like, well, the Treasury has to mint the coin, and it must be given to a citizen to go walk down the street to go deposit it. And it's like, can't you just click a button, man?
National Treasure 3 stealing the $1 trillion coin.
Yeah, Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Nick Cage. You want to hear my Nick Cage?
Can you do Nick Cage?
I think I can do Nick Cage stealing the trillion. We have to steal the $1 trillion coin. We're going to steal the $1 trillion coin.
That's pretty good.
We're going to steal. That's all I can say. We're going to steal the $1 trillion coin.
Say it's like, it's deep underground.
It's deep underground. It's the $1 trillion coin is deep underground. We've got to steal it because I don't know. What are you going to do with it, Nick Cage?
Where would they keep it?
I don't know.
Under the Lincoln Memorial.
Under the bones of George Washington, because they keep his bones.
Wow.
Locked away.
Great Nick Cage.
Thank you. It's not good.
I feel like he's in the room.
Jeez Louise.
I liked it.
Doesn't he own like dinosaur bones or something?
I think he had to sell them. I think he went
because he went into debt. He bought like 4 castles.
Yeah, he should have just issued bonds.
He should have issued Nicolas Cage bonds. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if in the age of crypto we're able to like monetize ourselves as individuals, and you can buy like stock in me. You know, would you buy stock in me? Okay, what if I issued you a 10-year 2% interest bond on me? Would you invest?
No.
I would invest in you, man.
Thanks, pal.
But I would cut it down to like 5-year, and you would have to pay me a high interest rate because you're risky.
Fine. But I'm on the way up.
That's a little bond lesson, is the riskier you are, the higher the interest rate you got to pay. You're on the way up, you say?
Maybe.
Well.
Or we're all going down.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, that always trips me out. There's like an
What, that
invisible.
we're gonna die?
Yeah, man. I mean, it could happen. You could wake up dead tomorrow.
Good. What a relief that would be.
Yeah, it would be.
You don't have to get up and do it all over again.
Kind of similar to the relief we all felt this week. When
I didn't
Instagram
ask for any of this.
crashed, huh?
This is a curse.
Yeah, life is suffering.
Right.
Yeah, but occasionally you get to eat a burger.
Did we want to check in on the other trillionaire mindset in Congress?
Who?
The Bills.
The Bills. Oh, you mean
The Buffalo Bills.
the reconciliation bill?
Yeah.
Do you want to?
I mean, we can keep our eye on it. It's pretty big, but I don't know if it's worth it.
How many pages is it?
Well, I'm not going to read it into... But the biggest thing is it's funny. I just think it's funny. I wish we could play bits of Kirsten Sinema on... But it would be too long.
Who's a senator, right?
Yeah.
What's her deal?
So they're trying to... They need 50 votes to get this thing through.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I had my hopes up for a little bit, but I'm starting to feel like the kid in Angels in the Outfield, you know, when he thinks his dad's going to come take him from the fucking foster care.
Yeah, no, it's not happening.
And his dad says, yeah, when the Angels win the World Series.
Which in the movie is basically a way of saying like, yeah, when pigs fly,
Right,
you dumb
exactly.
little kid, you dumb little
And then
orphan.
this kid gets angels down from heaven
Yeah.
to win the World Series. And you still just got to go stay with that foster lady. I think
Yeah.
that's what happened.
It's also messed up because, like, if you're angels and you're capable of doing all that, why don't you just go visit the dad himself and say, adopt your son,
Right.
take in your son. You need to go and futz with the MLB.
Or maybe Tony Danza adopts him. I forget what happens.
Oh,
but
yeah,
this is
he's-
what rooting for the Democrats is like.
Yeah, it's
You
like,
get to watch them take both the House and Senate and then negotiate with themselves on whether or not they're going to do something. It's very fun.
yeah, they're basically the angels in this scenario. And
Right.
instead of just going straight to the dad and haunting him, they decide to go way and make it way bigger and
Right.
influence.
But so they've got a little bit of the trillionaire mindset, $3.5 trillion reconciliation package that needs 50 votes. Right now they got 48. Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema holding out. Joe Manchin makes sense. He's a coal baron from West Virginia. Of course, he doesn't want to vote for these
hippy dippy
well,
things.
and just clean energy. He's also, his daughter's she was the head of Mylan Labs and was
What's Mylan Labs?
they were,
Petrochemicals?
no, it's
the
pharmaceuticals.
EpiPen.
Yeah.
EpiPen.
And they were fixing the EpiPen with,
God,
I think,
that makes me
Pfizer.
mad.
Right. So, of course, he's not stoked about Medicaid being able to negotiate drug prices. But Kirsten Sinema, they cannot, no one knows what she wants.
Because she's super inconsistent and she's finicky, right?
I don't know how.
Maybe I
Yeah,
don't know.
I don't know if you saw her vote for the $15 minimum wage. She kind of walked up and did that thing where she thumbs downed it and kicked her leg
Oh,
up.
yeah, and then left?
Yeah, which is just bizarre. But people have been, you've probably seen the one where she gets followed into the bathroom. people are,
I heard about
trying
this,
to-
yeah. They're trying to sway her.
Well, they're trying to ask her why she won't support it, and she won't
She made a
answer
big
them,
fart sound and then gave the middle finger and walked away.
essentially.
Cinema out. That's an outdated joke, man. Seacrest out. Remember from American Idol?
I never watched.
God, I hate myself right now.
It's okay.
Anyway,
But we'll see what happens.
yeah, we'll see.
Hey, guys, if you're hoping that the federal government might do something to expand the social safety net in this country, just keep flapping your wings, and
Flapping those
maybe
wings, man.
you'll.
And maybe the angels will win
Yeah.
the pennant and daddy will adopt you.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Or, in my case, daddy's never coming home. So,
Oh, Ben,
man.
you've got a new dad.
He's in a box somewhere. He got cremated and he's in a box
Where?
in my mom's bedroom. He wanted his ashes spread at Disneyland in the Jungle Cruise, and we still haven't done it because he used to work at Disneyland in this. I've actually got photos. I should bring him in sometime. But he worked the Jungle Cruise, and it was the best time of his life. And he always would semi-seriously be like, "When I die, I want my ashes spread on the Jungle Cruise." And it's like,
Why don't you guys do it?
because people do that all the time. People try to spread ashes of dead people at Disneyland constantly.
Constantly?
Yes, it is it's a problem, and they would.
it's
Here's what
another
would happen
reason not
if
to
we
go
got
to-
caught. They would shut down the ride. They would drain the entire like, because it's happened before. They drain the entire lake or whatever it is that makes up the ride, all the water, and then they kick you out, and they're like, you can never come back to Disneyland again.
That's worth it. Who wants to go to Disneyland? The place is covered in dead people, apparently.
And did you know? Did you know that nobody legally dies at Disneyland? So if your heart stops beating at Disneyland, they take you and they escort you off of Disneyland property, and then they declare you dead.
Yeah, because Disneyland, it's
the happiest place on earth.
Well, no,
There's
but
room
it's
for
like
death.
it's like a sovereign state. It's like international waters. You could do whatever you want at Disney. A lot of people don't know.
You can do whatever I want there.
You can gamble, murder someone. And nothing.
You can gamble
at Disneyland. There's no drinking age. It's crazy.
There's no drinking age, but you can't even buy alcohol. Oh, you can at California Adventure.
It's international waters. I'm telling you.
Anyway, Disneyland. Can't die there. You better not die or try to spread your ashes there, because they'll kick you out and they'll drain that lake.
That makes me grossed out that the whole place is... Well, let's get to the big...
Yeah, let's get to the other big news this week. In case you didn't notice, you probably wake up and you're like, what? Instagram's down. This is crazy. Let me just check Facebook.
Also,
Facebook's down.
Not ideal for us, launching a podcast.
Yeah, we launched...
Instagram goes down.
I think we broke it, man. That's our
that
fault.
Could have been...
Yeah. That's actually our fault. But it was interesting, the timing of it, because it came on the heels of... a
big document leak and investigation into Facebook.
Right. And there was this former product manager at Facebook had an interview that aired on 60 Minutes the day before. My conspiracy theory is that Facebook did this on purpose to kind of pad the PR nightmare that would come from this woman saying, because she's making some pretty dang serious allegations.
Or Mark Zuckerberg being like, well, why don't you try to live without me?
For 5 minutes and see how you like that.
I mean, WhatsApp is like, for international people, that's like a huge part of the way they communicate with people.
Yeah, the people who type J-A-J-A-J-A instead of ha-ha-ha with an H. It's huge for those people. Wow, I really struck a chord there.
I didn't know where you were going. People do it to you. Like, on the first episode, you say, in 2011, my dad dropped dead, and then you went like, hey, and people go like, they do that line, and then they write J-E-J-E-J-E.
That's how it sounds.
But yeah, so I think he also could have been like, also, these are conspiracies.
None of this is totally conjecture.
But yeah, I mean, it
was nice though. I actually liked it, and I think it speaks to how addicted we all are. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one who was reflexively like going to open it and going, "Oh yeah, it down," and then 5 minutes later when I go into the bathroom to pee, "Oh yeah, it's down." It's like,
right.
It sucks and it's gross, and I don't like it. So this, the whistleblower, her big thing was that Facebook not only is. The biggest part is that it's a huge detriment to society.
Right. I think there was like 5 things. It was like they're deceiving shareholders.
Yes, because they're like padding numbers.
Right. They're deceiving advertisers. They're fomenting, they're destabilizing governments and regions. And then they're like allowing for
genocide.
Yeah,
because Facebook was used
human trafficking.
Yeah.
They're helping like drug cartels. It's
right
with recruitment and and the whole point is that Facebook knew about this stuff and didn't care. They were like, well, it's too hard to regulate, so let's just keep making money.
Yeah, and this is one of the unfortunate side effects and evils of this whole industry is that when you are a publicly traded company, you have shareholders that you're beholden to, and you've got to constantly strive to beat every quarter, and that can involve sweeping nasty things under the rug, unsavory things. Right. And so like Facebook stock took a hit, and what's his name? Jim Cramer. Cramer was out there. If you guys know Jim Cramer, he was out there saying that he thinks that that this is actually going to really hurt them in the long run. And Jim Cramer, Jim Cramer, you know what? Jim Cramer.
What's going on?
Jim Cramer. You're coming out here, Jim Cramer. You're talking a whole lot of smack. And I just want to say, Jim Cramer, that if you want to step to my man Mark Zuckerberg and you're going to be talking all kinds of smack, you better be ready. You better be ready, okay, for the smackdown that I'm going to bring to you, you bald freak.
okay? Because I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of CNBC. I'm not scared of no one.
Do what he says. I can't stop him when he's like this.
You shut up, all right? I don't know where I'm going with this.
I really wanted to do.
Kramer, you better change your diaper, or rather, you're going to need to change your diaper when I'm done with you, boy, because you're wrong. You're wrong, okay? Because the market is forward-looking. You see? And what might be happening now to your little bird brain seems like bad news. But I'm not so sure about that, dude. Honestly, I don't really know at all. Because, things might change. I'm not defending Facebook. I'm not.
Are you defending?
I'm not. I don't know.
Who are you for? You're just against Jim Cramer.
Yeah, I just felt like talking some smack to my boy, Jim.
Oh, my God. I didn't know he was going to do that.
So anyway, I mean,
okay, so you're not for Facebook.
No, of course not. I'm not either way. I just felt like challenging Jim Cramer.
It is. I don't know if you heard. I think it was the head of Instagram.
Kevin, what's his name? No, he's no longer.
No, Adam Masari.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's not how you pronounce it, I'm Masari.
That was great, man.
But I think he was responding to a question about
how do I get my likes to show again?
No. Someone brought up that there's all these reports about it being really harmful to teenage girls.
Oh yeah.
And his response was that we got to think about it like cars. Cars, a lot of people die.
Seatbelts.
Yeah, well, this is the fucking thing. They love doing this. They go, think about it like cars. A lot of people die, but it's ultimately a net good. And they just completely miss the fact that cars are super regulated.
Yeah.
I feel like they've never driven a fucking car before. You got to put your seatbelt on. You have to get a license.
Yeah.
If you want to treat it like a car, make everyone get a license. Get on Instagram.
The internet is still so new, and there are so many things. I mean, just the internet itself, but then apps are still so recent. The App Store launched, I think, in like 2007.
Yeah, probably because that was when
8.
the iPhone came out.
Yeah, and it's insane that there is a certain. I feel like part of the spirit of the internet is there's supposed to be this free, unregulated thing, which is. Man, that's a whole other concept that I don't even want to broach. But I mean, I believe that there should be. It's basically we are guinea pigs to this experiment that is social media and apps and the internet, and it is up to us to keep ourselves in check. But also, I don't know. There are certain things that the government, in all of its infinite wisdom and knowledge and power, should do. Please,
big tech is
save us.
Big tech is now. They're pulling a very Wall Street move and saying, you guys don't understand us, you never will, so just get out of our way.
Which is a really cheap...
Your regulations you'll tank the economy, you'll fuck everything up, you'll slow, damn it, what's the fucking word? Innovation.
Mm.
But, I mean, I forget who it was. They were saying like Lena Khan and the FTC have plenty in their arsenal with antitrust laws to...
Yeah, the funny thing, though, is that like when they talk about, a common refrain is we should break up big tech, they'd be more valuable probably broken up than together.
Yeah, maybe they all wouldn't fucking go down at once.
Yeah, that was that was the thing. So that actually it didn't bug me, but so we actually got a comment. Someone said, when there's a temporary problem, why does a stock fall? And because they pointed to Facebook. Facebook was down something like 5% the other day when that happened. But that's another thing with headlines. It's like, yeah, it looks like Facebook is being punished or people are reacting to the site being down. But if you look at that day, everything was down. Shopify was down. Twitter was down.
Shopify.
Yeah, I know. God. Well, I'm just thinking of another big tech name. Pinterest was down.
No,
Google was down.
All
Amazon.
my money wrapped up in Pinterest.
Buddy, you got to diversify. What have I told you from day one?
It's fine.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. That's why we
They'll bounce back. Pinterest always bounces back, baby.
That's not true. I don't know.
That is true.
That's not.
If you invest in Pinterest, you can personally sue me if it goes down.
The index was down that day too. Like everything was down. So it's not necessarily a reaction to that news, though it's fun to say that it was. And someone else, so actually still on that note, when you have, though, material events like that where like, the website crashes or there's some sort of headline that hits, you have algorithms that react to that. They're programmed to pick up on certain words that are perceived as positive or negative. And, then you have all sorts of things that it becomes a kind of cascading waterfall thing where like stock starts to drop. There are things like people's orders that are lined up to sell just in case the price reaches that point, which is called a stop loss order. Those get hit and it just becomes, it just becomes a self-fulfilling thing where just momentum builds and then it tanks. But then, excuse me. What? I had to clear my throat. Give me a break.
It was very
human.
It was tender.
Oh, well,
yeah.
I don't want to into the mic.
No, yeah.
I could. But so, yeah, you might have a situation where it's like sell now, ask later. And the headline, like I said, is appealing for people to report like, well, Facebook's down on it, Instagram dropping. You don't know why it's down. It's down because the whole market's down. Who knows?
Yeah.
But the thing is, with markets, they're forward looking. So yeah, you could have that temporary drop, but then the market takes however long to kind of digest that information. And before you know it, Instagram's back up, Facebook's back up, and
Pinterest way back up.
Way huge back up.
Pinterest bounced back bigger than you could have even thought.
Yeah. Well, and then so there was a tweet that I saw going around that was very good. It said, I know Zuck lost $7 billion yesterday, but like, where did it go? Who has that money now? Is anything real? I'll tell you who has that money now. I do.
You have it all?
Yes.
Wow.
I have it. I stole it from him.
No, but in actuality, explain that to someone.
Well,
he didn't lose the money, right? He
lost it on paper temporarily.
Right. The stock
That's what also
dipped, so his net worth dipped.
Yeah.
But as soon as Facebook climbs back up,
he's
going to have that money.
Made that, air quotes, made that money back.
Because he didn't sell any shares or anything.
Yeah, that's what's misleading about when you see like, oh, so-and-so billionaires made $600 billion. They didn't make it.
They stole it.
They stole it.
They stole it
from me.
And you.
That's why I stole it back. That's why I broke into Zuckercorn's apartment while he was sleeping, and he was wearing that damn hoodie he always wears. And I said, "Sir,"
he was sleeping with his little water foil, holding it.
Water foil.
That's what the thing he rides.
Thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really funny. He got so pissed off. He posted something on Facebook, which is really funny to imagine. Like, you're posting on Facebook, dude? Nobody posts on Facebook. My freaking grandma posts on Facebook.
Oh man, you ever have to like go on there and like you like need to look up someone's?
I need to go up there to learn what my birthday is every year.
Right. I've used it to get someone's birthday. It's a mess. The whole thing. It's
it's chaos. But yeah, he was upset because the media. I mean, that's him on the motorized. There's a picture we got pulled up here of him on the electric.
Oh no, I think that's just him on a paddle. Oh
no, that's he's got the remote in his hand. But apparently there was an article a couple weeks ago that used the picture of him on a hydrofoil surfboard, which is powered, with the American flag from 4th of July.
Right.
And he was like, the media gets it wrong every time. They said in this headline that, this isn't how he sounds, they said in this headline that I was on an electric surfboard when I am clearly on a board that is powered by my own legs. And it's like, this is how the media always gets it wrong, and it's just embarrassing. It's like, shut up.
Like, I was actually pumping.
Yeah, I was pumping. Shut up, you dork. They got it wrong, excuse me. But also, for all we know, that could be an electric powered one, because sometimes they got the blades below the surface on a hydrofoil one. You absolute geek. Give me money.
That's how you know money will never make you happy, though. This dude's
he's miserable.
Billionaire, and he still feels the need to go. They got it wrong.
They got it wrong, guys. Like, what do you care?
I was pumping.
Also,
go home, log off.
Billionaires are so boring, man. You know what I like? If I were Mark Zuckerberg and I had that amount of money, I would buy a football team and change their name to the Footballs. I would do it. Or a baseball team and do the same thing.
Call them the Footballs.
Call them the Footballs. Or like change your name to something funny. Legally change your name. Change it to like
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh boy, that
Because he sucks.
That
you
would
ever see
be
that
the-
video of him doing this, saying "Sweet Baby Ray's" over and over and over?
yeah, sweet smoking meats. He didn't realize people kept saying it in the comments to get him to say smoking meats. He just whoosh, just totally.
Sweet Baby Ray's.
Some Sweet Baby Ray's.
Who loves-
Oh God, what a nerd! But that's what America's about. It's about nerds making billions.
Who ruined our...
That's a free idea, though, Mark Zuckerberg. You want to win America's love? Do something funny. Do something funny and entertaining. Change your name. Change it to,
Yeah, we don't care that you bought a hospital. Make your name Mark Zuckerberg.
So,
God, but that was it's...
what? That was the what?
The most interesting part was like there was a bit of a panic when everyone woke up and couldn't get on Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram. But then there was also this like collective sigh of relief.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Everyone was like, good. I
Yeah.
don't have to. I mean, I got so many texts from friends like that were just like, let it all burn.
Yeah.
Like, do Twitter now. Don't make me go on these things.
Yeah.
And we're all addicted to them. And it just feels like shit, but we can't do anything about them because
Yeah.
that's where all our little friends are.
Yeah, it's where all of our little friends are. And it sucks and it's annoying. But it's also kind of cool.
I don't know if it's cool. I'm not good at. I fully got addicted to Instagram for a bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You like deleted your Instagram.
I had to
for a
get rid of
couple
it.
Years.
My parents, they had to come to California and have no, they didn't. But I had to have my friend change the password so I couldn't physically get in.
Wow.
And yeah, he
Did
changed.
you ever come did you say like, I swear I'm fine. I just need to get in there real fast to check something?
No, because honestly, as soon as I was locked out, it felt so
Felt
good.
totally fine.
It
yeah.
felt. I was like, I don't have to check this stupid fucking thing. I don't have to watch what like some guy I went to middle school with's little brother is doing like on his story. Amazing. And it's like so. Oh,
It's just
I just
there,
want to
always.
finish every story.
Yeah. It is pretty,
I got it back during the pandemic though,
yeah.
because
And now you really need it.
yeah.
Yeah, because of this thing.
But during the pandemic, you don't see anyone, you don't talk to anyone. I was like, I want to see what everyone's baking. I want to see everyone's little
Yeah.
banana bread.
Well, I can tell you right now, it was sourdough.
It was a
some
lot of
reason.
sourdough.
And like cookies and stuff. Me, oatmeal.
I made banana bread for the first time.
Yeah? Why don't
Pretty-
you brag about it?
Honestly, it was pretty easy.
Yeah.
I love banana
It's
bread.
very easy
It's
to
so
make.
easy. And people would make me banana bread because I love it so much. And
Yeah.
now I'm like, that's not that nice of a thing to do. It's so easy.
I bought a scooter during the pandemic, a Vespa,
Oh, yeah.
and I just was zipping around town. Maybe I crashed and died, and I'm in hell.
Oh, you have like Cotard's disease.
What?
I think Cotard's disease is a.
Excuse me? Who's Kotar?
Can we look it up so I don't
Oh,
see
yeah, this will be the
I-
last segment. We
I'm-
end on Kotar's
I'm
disease.
almost positive that it means that you
Cotard's.
you have a delusion that you think you're dead.
Walking corpse syndrome?
Oh, thank God I was right.
People with Cotard's syndrome. Who's the guy that they named it after? There goes Cotard again.
Thinking he's fucking dead.
God, shut up, Cotard.
So people with Cotard syndrome, also called walking corpse syndrome or Cotard's delusion, believe that
Parts of their body are missing,
Or that
they
they
are
are dying, dead,
or don't exist. They may think nothing exists. Cotard syndrome is rare, with about 200 known cases
200.
worldwide.
That's like the most rare disease.
201. Buddy, I'm dead. I don't know how to tell you this.
Yeah, well,
You're in my reality.
I can see you. We can all see you.
No, but I'm Ben. I'm not Cotard, so
That's the thing. There's no way to snap someone out of Cotard's disease.
it's just such a funny name. Sorry, each time you say it, I'm like,
Well, for me, it's hard because I think you're thinking of something else when I'm saying Cotard, and that's why you think it's funny. And I'm not going to say what it is, but I don't like it.
Anyway, I don't actually think that I'm dead because I'm a very responsible rider. I wear a helmet and I'm very conscious and conscientious of my surroundings. I don't speed. That's how you stay safe. That's how you don't.
I do get nervous when you're on that thing. Sometimes you say like you're coming over, but you're like chronically late, and you're like,
I'm not.
I'm just joking. But sometimes you're late, and I'm like, he got smoked on that fucking vessel.
Whoa, man.
You know why? Because I don't know. They just make me. My dad got into a bad motorcycle accident.
Yeah, but he's still alive, right?
Yeah, but he like broke.
Well, yeah, because you're not
everything.
rich.
What? Oh yeah, if he had died,
you'd be sitting pretty.
Yeah,
man.
I would have been you.
Yeah. Well, should we end it on your dad note? Dad?
Oh, yeah. Well, we were supposed to get into my story, but it looks like we don't have time.
What story?
They wanted my whole backstory, but we'll just,
Oh, yeah.
we
Well,
can just push
we
it.
can
We'll
get
just,
that another time.
Yeah, we'll just do it.
And how we met.
Yeah, we'll push it. We'll give it to him.
Yeah, eventually.
Keep tuning in.
I mean, if you guys care. If you really want to know, keep asking questions in the comments. Keep leaving comments. And we hope you enjoyed this.
Keep asking, and maybe it'll happen.
Yeah, ye shall receive. It is Halloween. Halloween is coming.
Maybe it'll be for Christmas. We'll be your parents. You ask us for something, we'll say maybe for Christmas.
Yeah. Maybe for Christmas.
And then it doesn't show up.
We'll
because
buy
your
it.
parents are the dad from Angels in the Outfield. And they say, maybe if the Angels win the pennant, you'll get Air Jordans.
Keep flapping those wings, man.
So from all of us at the Trillionaire Mindset, we'd like to say,
thank you for tuning in for episode 2. Believe. And we'll see you next time. Happy Monday, everybody.